Get ready for MAFDOMiNUS' Godzillathon! Ever since Legendary Pictures have made their own Godzilla movies rebooting the franchise, Toho wanted to get a piece of that Godzilla profit. So they quickly made movies like Shin Godzilla and the Polygon anime trilogy, of which we don't talk about. The new Reiwa era of Godzilla movies is similar to the Millennium era of Godzilla movies, where they kind of all take place in their own little separate continuities, with only a couple of the movies sharing any sort of continuity with another film. And following that same trend is the latest Toho Godzilla movie, Godzilla Minus One, which is yet another continuity reboot Godzilla film. Unlike previous Godzilla movies where Godzilla shows up to humanity at the very earliest in 1954, this movie takes place in the 40s. For the first time ever, Godzilla shows up before 1954 as he attacks Japan after World War II happened, which I think is kind of refreshing. Our main character is Koichi Shikishima, a kamikaze pilot who decided not to be a kamikaze pilot, so he decides to go on an island where a Godzilla-Saurus-like kaiju kills all of the technicians that were stationed there. Guess we're taking a book off Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah here. Because of this, he now has Survivor's Guild and PTSD, is shamed by his community for ditching his role in the war, and, well, he has a lot of nightmares due to his PTSD. He makes for a very interesting and flawed character who grows throughout the entire movie to let go of his guilt. We also get to see Godzilla actually mutating, even though it was kinda briefly and we only get to see his eye, but it's still we actually get to see Godzilla get mutated. Meanwhile, as Japan is trying to rebuild itself from World War II, Shikishima ends up actually finding a relationship with Noriko and an adoptive child named Akiko, who all formed an unintentional but very wholesome family. And he's also able to make some new friends when he gets a new job. So it looks like he's finally able to move. Oh wait, Godzilla shows up. You can tell that this is gonna be a very human-centered movie, but that's okay because you actually care about the human characters. They all have names, they all have personalities, you get invested into their stories. And having character arcs to them, making it more deeper than a lot of Godzilla movies with themes of death and life, honor and stuff like that, and how war can make somebody broken and stuff like that. It's a really deep and engaging, interesting film. It also has Godzilla just destroying everything. Like, I know Godzilla's always been badass, but this movie, it is really dark how Godzilla just destroys everything. He's just pissed off about everything else. It's probably the scariest and angriest we've ever seen Godzilla be. He is just very brutal. The CGI is also pretty amazing. Like, this is a $15 million budget movie and it already looks better than $300 million The Marvels. Who even remembers that movie? I sure didn't until I have to bring it up now. Godzilla Minus One is a very deep and emotional, engaging story that I'm pretty sure even if you're not a Godzilla fan, you'll love it because the human characters are just that good and interesting. Godzilla is pretty brutal and savage in this movie. I absolutely love this movie, and I highly recommend it, watching it in theaters. It is worth the wait.